Hey, welcome back everyone. This last video is on how do we create writing success through assessment. Yeah, assessment. It's one of the hardest things that we do. Where do you begin to grade an essay? Where do you start? You have all these things that you're looking for. So what do you do? So where do you begin in grading an essay? I think you want to start with what your goals are. What do you want your students to know? That's what you want to assess. And the choice is pretty wide. Hey, you have the background hook. Do they really give us a picture? And then we have the main idea question hook. Do they hammer that main idea? Do they really nail it? Or the thesis? Do you have the three ideas within the thesis, your three claims, and then you have the supporting paragraphs? How is your evidence? You probably want to grade that too. How about the conclusion? Do they have a conclusion? Another thing to grade. And then vibrant words, something you might want to grade. Complex sentences and mechanics as well. So you have a lot of choices for what you might want to grade. So one of the very cool things about Google Classroom is that when you're setting up the assignment, you get to target what you're aiming for in setting up the rubrics that you can see on the right side of this screen. I noticed my first one was their main idea, question hooks and background hooks. So the first one was actually on hooks. The next category was the evidence to support. And then my last category was punctuation. And so I chose those three. Sometimes I might want 4 or 5. I might want to add, hey, how about their use of vibrant words? Or how about their complex sentences? And so it's up to you to set the stage for what you want to focus on within that assignment that you're having your students do. So that's a real easy way to assess the students. You just go through one essay at a time and you look for those categories. If you were to give one grade for an essay, it would be impossible because maybe their hooks are amazing, but their punctuation is terrible. How do you give one grade for that? So to itemize the grades is a fabulous thing to do. I think it's really important when we bother to assess that students actually get feedback and they get to see what that assessment looks like. And I know they can look at their grades on Google Classroom, and I often direct them to do that as well. But I want to give them a little paper every Monday on what their grades for the past week were so they can celebrate and set goals. And so if you look at the essay section on this little strip of paper that each student is going to get, it was their hooks, and it was their evidence, and it was their vibrant words and their punctuation that they got graded on. And that will let them know what do they have to do next week to do even better, but also what they can celebrate as well. Now, this little strip of paper gets glued in their notebook so mom and dad get to see it as well. But it doesn't end there. Nope. So every Sunday afternoon, I use those little strips of paper that have their grades to decide who's on the A honor roll, yep, straight A's, and who's on the B honor roll. Now, this information goes on Dojo, and parents wait in the afternoon on Sunday to see what the honor rolls really are. So we have the A honor roll, we also have the B honor roll, and that means to get on this, nobody has a C. Yeah, nobody who gets a C is on B's honor roll list, and just another way to celebrate what they're doing. This next year, I want to get colored pictures, to hang by their names, whether it's essay of the week or the being on the honor roll, because I think the more we celebrate success, the more we put within the students the notion that, I've got this and I'm going to succeed and I'm going to make it happen. Another active celebration is to have essays of the week. In other words, these essays hang in the hall in tribute to the writer and what that writer did to make their essay so good. And all gather as a class in the hall and say, look what they did. What did they do? Ooh, yeah, look at their hooks. Look at their evidence, look at their conclusion. They've got all the pieces of the essay. And what I'd like to do next year is get a colored picture of each student, so that their picture can be by their essay. Every time their essay or they're on the honor roll, I think their picture should hang right beside it to just celebrate success even more. It's all about celebrating success.